Hello there everybody. I've had to get special permission to do filming in Waterloo Station, but this is just to tell you how to get out of Waterloo when you get here for the big Tommy rally tomorrow on the 1st of February, which may well be today by the time you see this. What you're heading for from the main concourse behind me and where all the trains arrive is you're heading for exit 2, which is behind me here, and it's well marked. It's called exit 2, and then you come out and you go to exit 2 and you go for the down escalator below Nero Espresso Bar. Okay, you go down the escalator and you're heading for the main exit towards Sandell Street, and that's where I'm taking you right now. As I said, I had to get special permission for this. I got stopped the first time I did it, so all I want to do is show people directions of how to get out of the station to help them so they're not bombarded. So you go down the escalator and all you do is you head directly in front of you to the street, straight in front of you. So you'll end up going outside onto the street, and here we are. So we're now outside the station in the rain, because it's raining today, but the weather is going to be good tomorrow, I gather. So you can see behind me, and there's a crossing directly to the left when you come out, so I'm heading towards that now, and then you just wait here for the green light. And what we're now going to do is cross into a street called Sandell Street. So you go across the crossing slowly and carefully, and you turn left, okay, towards the Wellington Pub, which is a hotel and public house, a Fuller's Pub, and you'll be there, and then you turn right into Sandell Street, and here we are, Sandell Street. And you'll know you're in the right place because you'll be opposite or outside what's known as the Union Jack Club, which is the Armed Forces Club in Sandell Street. Now it may look a bit constrained at the moment, but I'll show you some more. So if you're outside this tomorrow, if you're there, outside there, you are in the right place, okay? Now, we'll just move on down the road a bit. I gather that the police have will have sealed off this area for our use tomorrow, and the whole thing goes down towards the next street, and I'll just show it behind while the car goes past. So we're talking down there behind me, okay? I can't turn the camera around while I'm filming because I've got one of those type of phones, but you get the gist of this. So here we go, and we're down towards the next street, which actually has quite a lot of room here, and I gather we're going to be using a lot of this as well. So behind me that way, if I come round, that's where we've just come from, and behind me here there's a lot more space here. So we'll be filling up all of this tomorrow, okay? So hopefully we'll have a very, very good turnout. The weather will be good. I'll have to check up on that just to make sure, but I'm sure it's going to be fine. And I'm looking forward to the day. Remember, tomorrow is going to be Tommy Robinson's 96th day in solitary confinement since he was locked up back in was it October. And that's 96 days, and he's had to go through various assessments to keep him there. Now, I've just seen recently from Richard Inman and others that he's not faring that well. I mean, in my estimation, I don't know him that well, but Tommy is a very outgoing person who needs company. He's that sort of person. He likes people, believe it or not, he does, all sorts, he loves them. So being away from people, especially his family, when he needs them, at times when he needs them, is not good. So Please be there. This applies not just to Tommy, you've got to realise. This applies to other people as well. Now, I'm all for punishing people, but this looks like to me like over punishment. He is being singled out almost for this sort of treatment, and I don't agree with it. I want to see this stop. As I said in a video a few days ago, what happens if they do find that he's suffering too much and that he should be let out of solitary? Because it is solitary, it's not, what do they call it, segregation, as they call it. That's just another word for solitary confinement. And as I said, the reasons for solitary confinement are many. Well, I say 3 basic ones. Either you're being put in solitary because you are a danger to prison authority. You might cause a riot or a mutiny of some sort, so they want you segregated for the protection of themselves and of other prisoners. Or you are at danger from other prisoners in the prison governor's assessment, so you have to be segregated for your own good. Then there's the other one where you're segregated because the prisoner wants to be segregated because they feel that they're in danger from other prisoners. Those are the main reasons. Now, you can imagine that if you have a very violent prisoner or someone who's inside for violence and you need to segregate them, then segregation comes with a real balance against the damage to the prisoner and the damage they might do either within the prison or have done to them. However, in Tommy Robinson's case, he is just a contempt of court. It's a civil offence turned into a criminal punishment via a legal sort of technicality. That's what happened, a legal technicality by the Attorney General Lord Hermer, who said that human rights, international law is uppermost in his thoughts. We must always obey international law. But what's that got us? That's got us a position where he's not actually obeying, as far as I can see, some of the international law regarding torture and excessive imprisonment on a solitary basis, whether you call it segregation or you call it isolation. Anyway, in his case, as far as I'm concerned, if there is any indication that there's any physical or psychological harm coming to him, what must happen immediately is he should be released on licence. Because he's not a danger, is he, to anyone else? If he's not a danger to anyone else, then why on earth would you keep him locked up in order to stop what exactly? Why would you keep him locked up? What excuse would you use to lock him up? I just find it amazing that we're in that position now where someone can be locked up in solitary for a civil offence, and the main problem is that civil offence is against the establishment. That shouldn't come into it, but it does, doesn't it? It's all establishment based. So as far as I'm concerned, you know, if he's faring well and he's been punished and he's doing all right, then okay. You know, I think most people would say, okay, he does his time, he comes out. Maybe wrong, you may feel it's wrong, but as long as there's no physical or psychological harm done, then, yeah. But when you're in a position where physical and psychological harm is there for a non-violent prisoner, why not let them out on licence? Why not? Just seems to be most sensible. And also, I haven't really looked into this in any great detail, but it seems that all the psychological assessments about this come from the government side. So it's the government psychologists and the government doctors that are looking at him. It's not going to be anyone else. So I looked at the law and I thought, oh, so maybe we could have a crowdfund and send our own psychiatrist in. There doesn't seem to be any route to be able to do that. So it's all on the government. We can't even argue with their doctors and psychologists' assessment. And I find that just a little bit, worrying, to say the least. Where are the checks? Where are the checks and balances? We are relying totally on the professional morals and professional conduct of those involved. And if Tommy highlights this alone, I would say he's done a ruddy good job, because there must be checks and balances about keeping people inside when maybe they shouldn't be there, or maybe their psychology is going to damage them far more than anything it does for society. I don't know. I'm not a criminologist, nor am I a penologist, or whatever you call it, on these things. I know nothing about the penal system. But this has been a bit of a sort of a set of questions for me. Anyway, you get where I'm going with this. As far as I'm concerned, we should see Tommy Freet tomorrow, or today even. But we must get out there and campaign for him. So please do all you can to be here tomorrow. As I say, one day to go. And those who weren't here, I'm sorry, you'll be regretting it. Oh, and a final word on this. When you come with a smile. You may be angry, you may be upset, but come with a smile. Because when you smile, everyone smiles with you, don't they? And that means that it eases the situation. Keeps everybody from going off on one. Not that I think anyone will, but let's just make it easy for ourselves. Big smile, handshakes, greet people, be nice to the boys in blue who have to be there. That's their job. They have to be there, and the ones at the lower levels, not say lower levels, at the subordinate levels, maybe aren't as bad as those nearer the top, if you see what I mean. Anyway, I'm hoping I will see you there, and I think we'll have a great time, and I'll catch up with you all later. So thank you for watching.